Hello, hello, world. It is about that time. How are you? It is Tuesday, June 30th, and we are here with another fabulous episode of the Happy Hour Show with Lindsey Vertner. And I am going to introduce my special guest in just 1 second. But you already know how we get down. We got to play this intro video. And of course, we do it twice because it's just so nice. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Lindsey Vertner. I'm a peak potential strategist and transformational speaker. I teach millennial moms and startup entrepreneurs how to master their mindset and balance their lives through self-care, self-worth, and self-discipline. And I'm super excited because I have the beautiful Chanel Spencer here as my guest tonight. And I met her in, it was a boot camp by Miss Taria Vision of Vine. And when I say I fell in love with the girl, I fell in love with the girl. We are besties forever. She can't get rid of me, okay?
I love you too, girl.
She is an innovative entrepreneur and the CEO of Maximum Evolution. She specializes in branding, executive coaching, and business development. She has 2 children that motivate her to make the world a better place, and she likes to donate her time and services and products to survivors of domestic violence and high-risk youth. Her goal is to impact and transform the lives of millions of women to help them understand that they can achieve their dreams. So welcome my guest, Miss Chanel Spencer.
Hello, beautiful people. I'm super excited to be here. You know, Lindsey, I love you, girl. I'm always like, you're so amazing because just everything she does is just like perfection. I'm like, gosh, like you putting my little stuff to sleep, girl.
No, that's perfect. So tell us. I know I just told the world about who you are, but from your own words, who is Chanel?
So I am first off a mom to some lovely, beautiful children that one is 13, one is 12, and the other one is 5, going on 22 because she's just literally my mini me, no exaggeration. I'm sorry, Mom. Also, I am the CEO of Maximum Evolution. I'm a 6-time best-selling author. And my goal in life is to help women to evolve and to transform their lives and understand that they have the power to be who they want to be in this world. And at the same time, creating their own table, because we're no longer fighting for a seat at anybody else's table.
Right.
Anymore. We're just going to go build our own because we don't have time for that. Not anymore. No. And I'm working on a bunch of different other projects. And my goal is to also provide opportunities to others, because, you know, who doesn't want to be an author? Maybe some don't. Who doesn't want to have their own business? Who doesn't want to achieve their dreams? If I can help you to do so, then let's make it happen.
Yes. And first of all, shout out, because does she even look like she could have a 13-year-old? Hey, what is your skin regimen? No, actually, really tell us. What is your skin regimen? Yes, we're waiting.
I do a honey mask. I do a facial twice a week, and I do and I do tea tree oil 3 times a week, and I do witch hazel, super important. Oh my gosh. And yeah, and I just make sure I wash my face every single day. Like every single day is super important. And water. Period.
You drink it or you swim it?
Yes, I hated water. Like you couldn't get me to drink a bottle of water, even if you like it didn't matter. But now I'm just like water. I need water, like water. So yes, water is important too.
So that was a lot of different things. You said honey. You said
listen. It's a process. Yeah, it's a process. Okay, it's a process. There are some people that wake up and it's just like I woke up like this, and like I just wanted nice, clear skin. I was tired of seeing people on social media with all this nice, pretty skin, and I wanted nice girl. Exactly. So it's self-care is what I call it. It's important.
Yes, I love that. And listen, half those people probably had on some filters because I know you recognizing folks in real life. They'd be like, "Hey, Lindsey," I'd be like, "Hey, girl." Oh, okay.
Who you are?
Social media name because I didn't recognize your face with your social media picture. I wasn't being funny at all.
That is so true. That is so true.
Now, listen, you are going to have to actually write down your whole skincare regimen because I know I am working on clear skin. I know a lot of viewers out there are working on clear skin. However, I know you just shared with us some of the details, but we're not going to share exactly the things to do because we're going to share your exact skincare regimen, if it's okay with you, only with the subscribers.
Oh, yes.
So if you want her skincare regimen so you can get clear, glowing skin, like look at her, she's glowing. You wouldn't even guess that she has a child as old as 13. Then make sure that you sign up for updates for the happy hour show at bit.ly/happy updates. And that is going to keep you updated on future episodes. And I'm going to send you her skincare regimen because I know I need to make my checklist of things to buy.
I could not. You're hilarious. I swear you're the best.
Yes. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Only because I hang around with the best people like you. So tell us a little bit more about how you got involved with working with domestic violence survivors and at-risk youth. Like, how did that come about? What was your background? Like, what drew you to working with that demographic of people?
So I am very big on people seeing their best potential. Hi, Mercy. Oh, I got your leopard. So for me, I was in a domestic abusive situation for at least 3-4 years of my life. So that was mainly the driving force of it because I know what it feels like to feel broken, to feel ashamed, to feel embarrassed, to be angry and frustrated and feel like it's the end of the world. So if I can help a woman to truly understand that what has happened to them in their past doesn't define who they can be in the future or their present, and they have the power to take control and be who they want to be, then I will 100% do that. And then with the youth, it's the same thing. We don't get to choose our parents. We don't get to choose where we live. We don't get to choose the life that we have. But if I can help someone to know like, hey, there's more to life than what your current circumstance is or your current environment is, and show them like, hey, this is what your life can look like, then absolutely I would do the same thing too.
Yes. Would you mind sharing just a little bit about how you got into your domestic violence relationship? Well, let me rephrase that because here's the thing, and this is like a lot of misconceptions with people that have never been involved in a domestic abusive relationship, because I know I have my history being in a domestic violent relationship. So people think like, oh no, that could never happen to me. I would never do that. Girl, just walk away, blah, blah, blah. They think it's so simple and they don't understand all of the emotional aspects of it, all the psychological aspects of it. And we don't just go into it like they hit you on the first date or they cuss you out on the first date or something. That doesn't happen. Like it starts all peachy keen in the beginning. And then there's little small red flags that we ignore. And so we ignore one small red flag, and then that red flag just grows and grows and grows. And then it gets bigger and bigger, and we make excuses. Before we know it, we're deep in a hole that we don't even realize how far we fell in until we're way deep in it and can't figure out how to climb out. So just kind of share a little bit about how you got into that, or when you first realized, like, wait a minute, this is not what I wanted.
So you hit it right on the nose, in the fact that it's not like you're on the first date, or hey Tay, or you're on your first date and it's just like, oh, okay, they just knocked you across the room. It's not like that. Oh, hi, Yvonne. Oh, it's definitely not like that at all. It's literally like, it's a progressive thing. So that situation, I actually knew them from when I was younger, so I trusted them on a different level. And then it was also me and my lack of self-worth and my lack of self-love and understanding how valuable I am, essentially, which allowed me to accept certain things because of what I experienced as a child. I was molested as a child, and that had me all screwed up from the jump, ultimately. But at the same time, it was like verbal first. So it started with like calling me out my name, the little things. And then like we're play fighting and you're getting just a little too aggressive. Like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not somebody in the street. Why are you being that extra? And then it started becoming like real physical. Like to the point where one time I had to go to work with my whole, hi, Sheldine, with my whole like face busted. And it was like, it was so embarrassing. And and there you're making, and then I literally had a conversation with somebody not even an hour ago or earlier today, where you start to learn how to put on a mask so quickly. So I used to come up with the stupidest stories. Oh my. I'd be like, oh, I slipped on oil and then I hit the door on the car. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Like, I did was I was babysitting, and the kid I was babysitting was playing.
The kid put me in a Stone Cold Steve Austin hole. Like, what? Like, no, what are you talking about? And it's because we don't understand that we are the victim. We start self-blaming and say, hey, if I didn't say this way, or if I didn't roll my eyes that way. And no, they're just crazy. Something's wrong with them. It's not a you thing, it's a them thing. That's what you have to understand. And two, it was also because I was young and I was naive and I was like super in love, quote unquote. That's a quote, right? And I didn't know any better. And my family and everybody used to tell me, oh, you need to go. But at the end of the day, it wasn't what it took me to make the decision that I want more for myself and I deserve more. Or honestly, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you in this moment if I didn't make that decision, because it got that bad. Like when you make it, like you said, it's emotional, mental, physical, like control. And when you're getting ready to leave, they find every way to manipulate you back into the situation. So it's like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Right.
It's way more important for you to like run and get the help that you need so that you can be safe, because your safety and you being here is way more important than love. Not to be rude, but it's true.
Yes, no, that is absolutely true. If you are watching right now, put in the comments how you feel about what we're discussing. Have you ever been involved in a domestic violence situation, whether it was physical or mental, emotional? If not, do you know someone? Because the chances are high, if it wasn't you yourself, then you likely know someone. So just put in the comments, like, are you feeling this discussion? Because this is important stuff. And we kind of touched on this in last week's episode as well. But domestic violence is not always just being hit or kicked or beat up physically. Like, there are so many people in emotionally and psychologically abusive relationships that don't even recognize it. So definitely, let's go over here to the comments, because I see a few that popped up. Yes, Lenny says, we are all glad that you survived. Hey, Nelly.
He is one of the number one photographers in the world. If you don't know him, you
okay.
yes.
Definitely comment. Make sure you share, love, like, comment below. Comment your questions because we will be doing our 30-second hot shot later on in the show. So make sure you put your questions below if you want them answered live. Share this out. You never know who needs to hear this information. But I love that we were just kind of touching on what that looks like. And you have to get to a place where you love yourself so much that you are not willing to put up with that. Like, we have to get out of all of the excuses. And a lot of times people don't recognize, like, usually when you do end up leaving, that wasn't your first attempt at leaving. Because most people are like, girl, just get out of there. Especially with all of the stuff in the news, like with the whole R. Kelly stuff and then the Epstein stuff and all the other people that are all in the news right now or were in the news this 2020. Right. But it's like, usually it takes a whole process. I remember I had tried to break up with mine and I wouldn't let him in my house. And so he started to break the windows. Now, mind you, I'm still a teenager. My mom at home, like, I'm not trying to explain to her why all her windows to her house are busted out. So he literally starts to break the windows from outside because I would not let him in because I was leaving him, or my attempt to leave him. And as soon as that first window busted, like, I unlocked that door so fast and let him in. And then we were sitting on the couch like ain't shit happened. So like, oh my goodness. And to this day, well, not to this day, she knows now, but for years, I let my mom think somebody else had busted the window. I didn't tell her what had really happened until I was an adult.
Right. And that's like that's what people don't understand. Like, these people are like legitimately crazy. So sometimes it just feels safer to stay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, all right, let me just calm the beast down. Like, no, because it's like they have an out of body experience and turn into like a whole completely different person. It's like, wait, hold on. You know what I mean? Yes, absolutely. Like, absolutely. Because like, some people say like physical, to Nicole, some people say that physical abuse is hard, but emotional leaves like a different type of scar. You know what I mean? Like you hit me and the bruise heals. But if you like the emotional piece that's attached to that bruise, or the emotional piece that you deal with from being verbally abused or mentally abused, it's like, it's just a different thing that, hi, Ross. It's just a different thing that pulls you into, like, it literally it's carried along with you. You know what I mean? It's just super hard. Oh, thank you, Chelsea. Oh, I love her. Oh, I love all you guys. You guys are so sweet. I can't. So you're super right. Like, you try so many times to leave, but they become the most irrational people and try to do the most to get you back. Where they're like, oh, I'm going to kill myself. Oh, I'm going to do this. Threaten your life, threaten your family. Like, they do the absolute most in trying to get you back into that level of control and having you to themselves. You know what I mean? The manipulation is real, honestly. So when you said that, I was like, girl, you made me flash back to current situations where I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember mine. Like,
Right. Goodness gracious. So I know you mentioned like your key to getting out was understanding like that you were worth it and that self-love. So what advice would you give to somebody that is maybe in a situation right now? Maybe the advice you would give them to leave, or a red flag to not ignore anymore?
So the advice I would give for you to leave is to, sometimes you have to just like be sporadic and go. But like sometimes having like a strategic plan, because you have to understand that who you're dealing with, and you want to make sure that you are making sure that you are safe. So like whether it's finding resources outside, like safety resources, finding family members. Like for me, I flew myself upstate New York to get away. Like that was how, I promise you, I was just like, all right, enough is enough. Honestly, like you just get to a point where you're just tired. And now it's a deciding factor between you or them. And at the end of the day, you have to choose yourself, because like that's the only other option. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what could happen. Like it could just be the wrong minute, the wrong day, and then all of a sudden now you're on the 9 o'clock news. So you just have to make the decision between yourself or them, and it's you. And you need to figure out what it is that you need to do so that you are safe and no longer putting yourself at risk. Because that's what it is, honestly. You're toying with your life. And I get it that it's love and all that is beautiful. The singing in the rain, all of that is great. But at the end of the day, the Boys to Men went on Bended Knee, the flowers, are great. But at the end of the day, it does not make up or suffice for what you are going through outside of the little lovely gifts that you get and the presents to make you feel better. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Just find the resources that you can to help you. There's so many domestic violence resources out there online, and find a support system that would really truly support you and help you to navigate, because it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. But I promise you, when I look back at where I was all the years ago to now, I thank God for the journey. Like, yes, like rip me apart mentally, emotionally. I want to be free of all of that, you know what I mean? So definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was awesome. And listen, y'all, again, I know it maybe got a little heavy, but that's what we do on the Happy Hour show. We're not just giving you fluff talk. We are talking about the itty gritty to help you elevate your life, to help you elevate your business. Like, let's keep it real, okay? We get enough love from all the other places. This is a place to be real. That's why you tune in every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Central. Make sure you are commenting below, because this isn't just a conversation between me and my beautiful guest, Miss Chanel Spencer, but it's also a conversation with you. But we can't converse with you unless you are commenting, okay? So make sure that you leave your questions below that you have for Chanel. Again, she is a 6-time best-selling author, the CEO of Maximum Evolution. We're going to get in a little bit more about what she does as well. Yes, Lenny says, keep it real. You know I do. And Sheldine says, support system. Yes. And we realize that some people don't have that support system. And when you don't have it, that's all the more reason that you have to try and expand your circle and create the support system that you do not have within you. So Nicole says, thank you for this conversation. It's so necessary. Yes. Especially so many people cooped up in the house these past couple months, and all of that stuff is skyrocketing because it's like outlets to turn to, right? So with that says, hold on, we got one more. Yakita was like, happy I caught it. I'm a newbie, y'all. Yes.
Hey, welcome.
The Happy Hour show. We are so glad to have you here and tuned in. Yes, and remember, if you want to stay updated on future episodes or exclusive specials, like Miss Chanel's going to share that skincare regimen to the T, but only to subscribers, hit that bit.ly happy updates to stay updated or to get exclusive happy hour specials, y'all. So now it is time for that part of the show. I hope you guys have grabbed your drinks. If you don't, run and get your drink, because it is time for us to reveal
what's in your cup.
Yes. What's in your cup, Miss Chanel? Show us your cup. Put it on the cam.
So this is a little cup that I got from England. My parents are from England, and I love England. What's in it? Maybe I don't want to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. So I what is it? Ocean Spray came out with this limited edition cran tropical drink. Oh my gosh, I love the mixed cranberry with white grape, cranberry, blah blah. And so they have this cranberry tropical mix with my best friend that I love, Patron.
Like Sheldine has some Milo. What is that?
No, that's like the West Indian hot chocolate, like the Swiss Miss. It's like the West Indian version. Yes, I used to drink that when I was younger. That's the only reason why I know. Shout out to my grandparents are from Jamaica. Okay.
I've never heard of Milo. Now I got a new drink to try. Make sure you comment what you're drinking right now. Let's see. Lanny says in her cup is some Moscato. Okay. Hey girl, we don't judge, okay? Yeah. When you started talking about Ocean Spray, I was like, I thought you had a party in your cup. And when you snuck it in there, you had a little Patron in your Ocean Spray. Look, Lenny likes some Patron too. Okay.
Yes, I know about my little girl. What's in your cup since we share it?
Yes. So first of all, shout out to my cup because
Yes, it's super cute.
you get it. That ass. Oh wait, I went backwards. Hold on. That ass though. Yo, I'm so corny. Listen, I embrace that I'm corny, and you love it or hate it. I don't care either way because I'm going to continue to be authentically me. Okay, that ass though. Look back at it. Knowing I ain't got but a little booty.
I cannot. Like,
Yes. Dr. Kenny, shout out to Dr. Kenny Jones in the house. He said some full leaf tea, the tranquility kind. Okay, bougie, get it bougie. Yeah.
I feel like he's saying cold word for something else, but I don't know. Continue. Oh, tranquility tea.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good catch there. Yes. And then Daryl says, Bajan rum.
Asian rum.
Oh, look, I thought I had it too. I was good.
It's the West Indian again, too. That's what it is. This is the West Indian me. That's why
I'm gonna have to come hang out with you and your friends so I can try all this West Indian cuisine. Like, I can't even say cuisine anymore. Cuisine. West Indian cuisine. Oh, look, he says, put some whiskey in his tranquility tea. Okay, doctor. Yes. Congratulations again. Yes. Oh, I didn't tell you what was in my cup. So it is Malibu strawberry rum with a little bit of Sprite.
Okay.
I was going to keep it kosher and make a milkshake tonight, but I ran out of time. So y'all gonna have to get a milkshake on next week. But today is a party in my mind. Yes. Okay, so that was awesome. Keep telling us what's in your cup down below. Oh, look, Lanny says, Dr. Kenny, we knew something was in that tranquility.
That's what I'm calling it from now. Tranquility tea. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Look, you just started a trend. Write this down for Dr. Kenny. That is his saying. Yes. All right, Lindsey. Oh, listen, it is what it is. Okay. So that was awesome. Make sure you guys are leaving your questions down below because we will have that 30-second hot shot where not me and us, but Miss Chanel, this way. There we go. Miss Chanel will answer your questions live. So make sure you put those down below. Comment, like, love, share. Thank you again to all the viewers. Share this out with all your friends. So let's get back into it. So we talked about domestic violence and how you can find yourself in that situation, some good tips on getting out of that situation. But now, like, you are doing the damn thing. You have been a 6 times best-selling author. You are the CEO of Maximum Evolution. So tell us a little bit about, like, what is that? That sounds so, Maximum Evolution.
So literally, what the title is literally what the company is. So we want to help people to have their maximum evolution, to evolve into the best version of themselves for whatever it looks like for you. So like what we don't understand is that we sometimes are held back. Hi. Oh, sorry, you put it up. So we are held back by our past circumstances, like, with how we were treated, things that were said to us, behaviors, like literally who we are today are based off of the past things that we've experienced or have been exposed to. So, hey, Nari, how you doing? So we help to help you to navigate through all of that so that you can step into the greatest version of you and help you to build your table. So whether you want to be an author, whether you want to build your business, we can help you and give you the steps to do so, or do it for you, whatever you need. Okay. I've also relaunched my podcast, which I'm super excited about. Yes, Evolve. And I'm working on a bunch of different other projects that are going to come in lieu of. it expanded to ME Publishing because I have a bunch of different, as you said, 6-time bestselling author. I have a new book that I'm getting ready to drop that I just, oh gosh, like whoever is an author and you feel my pain with how you have a plan on how things are going to flow. And it's just like, no, we're not doing that today. Oh my gosh. So hopefully I will be getting that out. It's Warriors Paradigm, turning your, past experiences. Yes, absolutely. Exactly that part. So it's Warriors Paradigm, turning your brokenness into your beauty, because we have to understand that, yes, we may have experienced things that have caused us to be broken, but we can take that to fuel us into our passion, fuel us into greatness. And if I didn't do that, then I probably wouldn't have been a general manager for a multi-million-dollar property. I probably wouldn't be here being a CEO on Maximum Evolution. I probably wouldn't have my own podcast and all the other projects that I'm not telling you about right now. You got to stay connected with me to get the tea. And I probably wouldn't be sitting here with Lindsey, so I'm just saying. And also being the new Miss New York City, New York. And I'll be in a pageant next year. So it's literally because I made the decision that I want more for my life. And I know that there's more out there. So if that's you and you're like, I'm ready for the next steps in my life, let me know. I'm here to help you.
Yes. I love that. Just ready to maximize who you are. Mm-hmm. So like, who is that ideal person that you like to work with?
I love to work with women from about 25 to 45. No offense to anybody else. If you're older, you love me, come holler at your girl, I don't mind. But people that just, you have to be in the right mindset. Like you're ready and you know that you want more for your life and you just don't know the direction or the step to take, because I know what it's like to be there, but you have to want it. I can't drag you. I can't force you. What's that statement? You can't make the horse drink the water. Yeah, like I can't do it for you. So
yeah, I know.
You want more for yourself, and then I can help you to get through it and navigate and give you direction. And like, I promise you're gonna love me. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love her. Definitely. So tell us a little bit more about your book, Warriors Paradigm, because I know I pre-ordered my copy.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yes, you're in it. So, okay, thank you. Okay. So that book literally is the intro to who I am as a person. I am fully transparent on what I've experienced. Yes, broken to beauty. Exactly. Snap. But I literally talk about my domestic violence, the attempted suicide when I was younger, the challenges that I face in becoming a general manager and in the corporate world, dealing with trust issues, self-worth, self-love, beauty. Because let me tell you something. Y'all like, oh, your skin looks great, but for a very long time, my self-esteem was on negative 2,445,000, child. So I talk about all of that and learning to love yourself and silencing your inner critic, and how to literally transform your life into and become who you want to be in this world.
Yes, I love that. So you guys, make sure that you get your copy of Warriors Paradigm. Let's put that. There's the website right there, readytotransformnow.com. Yes, it is going to be awesome. So listen, ladies and gents, okay? Put your questions for Miss Spencer down below, because we are about to get to it. Now, I do have, let me find my card here. I do have some pre-submitted questions. And if you've been watching the show, then you know that it's best to get your questions in ahead of time, because I like to plan things,
Yes, you see that? Look at that. First of all, can you please show that thing that you wrote down on? I need you to show that. No. I need you to show that. Like now. Like seriously. Like, can I show you my notepad? Because this is ridiculous. Look at this. Look at my notepad and look at that pretty thing. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, who would even? Girl. All right, can you send me whoever made that for you? Thank you.
Girl, I think I've got this printed on Vistaprint. All I did
is
at the top, and I put this is my old logo now. I don't think you see my new logo in the corner, my updated logo.
Right.
And I put my logo at the bottom, and I put my brand color there, and I push, let me order some postcards. And this is what I use as my note cards. Like if I'm giving a speech, I don't really have note cards when I'm giving a speech, but anytime I need notes, like, yeah, this is my little note card. Brand me beautiful, baby. That's it. That's it. Got my info and my logo with my color.
That's like, oh my gosh, like, yeah.
Yes. Going through it now. Self-love. Thank you for
Yes.
tuning in, Miss Yakina. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. That sounds right to me, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't like to mispronounce anyone's name. But make sure you get your questions in because it is officially time for
30-second hot shot.
Hot Shot. This is the part of the show where we answer your viewer questions, okay? Go ahead and post them below, but if you want to be sure that your question is answered, you have to submit it beforehand because I might not be able to find it in the comments whenever it's time to go, okay? So, Miss Chanel, it's time for you to take your shot. You have 30 seconds to answer these viewer questions, okay? And if you don't get it in 30 seconds, then, I mean, you may or may not have to take a shot, whether it's a shot of water, a shot of tranquility tea, or a shot of whiskey or whatever it is. Listen, we don't judge here. Let me get my timer pulled up. Timer, 30 seconds. All right. You ready for the first question?
Yes.
Okay. So y'all ready? Put your questions down below. Get your
better not be a trick question either. I said, better not be a trick question either.
It's not gonna be a trick question. It's not gonna be.
I'm kidding.
So make sure you drop your questions right now because Miss Chanel has 30 seconds to answer your questions, and if she misses, she's gotta take a shot. It can be a fake invisible shot, but
no, I'm gonna take a real one. Don't worry about it. No, it'll be a sit. It'll be a sit. I don't have time right now.
All right, so I will start the timer after I ask the question. So this was an anonymous question, and it says, what is the best thing about working with domestic violence survivors?
The best thing is seeing them transform, because sometimes when you're stuck in your ways and you don't do that, distracting me. You're stuck in your ways and you don't see how powerful you are, to see them now, whether it's 6 months or a year from now, whenever, and they're stepping into their greatness and they're like achieving their goals and winning in life, whatever that means to them. That's like the best part of helping women with domestic violence.
Ooh, and you got it right on there too.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, y'all can join. Let me dismiss. Okay. Y'all can join in the fun. Like, she got that one right on the nail. So, like, she was like, okay, I'm done. And then it said 1 second, 0 seconds. So she was in there. But listen, if you want to join in the fun, if she misses it in 30 seconds, then feel free to take your own shot of air or water or whiskey. Nobody's judging.
Not air.
So the next question, this was actually from, let's see, this was from Kamika, and this was on last week's episode that we did not get to. And I just love this question. And so I wanted to go ahead and share it. She says, do you feel guilty about anything from your past? If so, how did you get over that feeling of guilt?
Ooh.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I felt guilty for so long, in the sense of like I felt like I let my parents down, because I love my parents. They're amazing people. Like, they're so supportive. And because I kind of fell off the rails, essentially, because of that relationship, I felt so guilty. And so I spent so many years trying to show them and make it up to them, essentially. And that's why I worked so hard. I was working 3 jobs at one point, to show that like my past isn't who I am today. So I felt guilty for,
Time's up. Take your shot.
That was a good question. I'm like, yes.
It was. That was a good question. Look, even Lanny was like, good question. It reminds me of Family Feud. How they're like, good answer. That was the question. Yeah, that was a good question. That's why I was like, ooh, we gonna carry this over into next week, right? Lanny said, shot.
I don't care. It's fine.
Look, Stevie, you taking your shot?
Yes, Steve. Listen, we gotta say Stevie. Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. How you doing, girl? Money Makers Club. Continue.
Change that to Dr. Stevie. Let the world know how fabulous you are. Yes.
She's trying to be modest.
Blast. Thank you, Loretta. Thank you for joining us. We love to see you. Ooh, you got some beer? You got your cup? Look, I think we're gonna have to go ahead and let you finish that answer because Noreen says that was a good question too. So if you're down for the cause, go ahead and finish that answer.
So like you just feel guilty in like so you feel guilty because you didn't live up to the expectations of others, and then you feel guilty because of the impact that you have because of the decisions that you made and the impact that you had on other people. Like, you know what I mean? Like close friends, your parents, your family. Like sometimes you don't realize the things that you do impacts the people that are around you because you're just stuck in your own mindset. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Stevie. So you have to understand and forgive yourself. Like that was the number one thing that I had to do was forgive myself and understand that it was because it was from a place of a lack of knowledge, but also because of where I was in that time. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they might not forgive you, and that's a them thing, but it's ultimately you forgiving yourself and forgiving the people that have hurt you. That's like super, super important. And that's what helped me to kind of let go of the guilt, because it was just like, at the end of the day, I'm human. I'm not superhuman. Sometimes I wish I was Wonder Woman in real life, but we're all human beings and we're going to make mistakes and we're going to make wrong decisions. And it's all a learning experience, but it's about how we have took those moments and changed it for the better. It's what we do after the fact, not what happened, essentially. So that's what helped me to get through it, chaps. I was tired of like trying to get approved. I was tired. Oh Lord, it was just it's so much work when you're doing stuff for other people. Like when you do it for yourself, it just feels so freeing. It's just like, oh, okay, you don't like me, I don't care. I'm gonna go start this business. I'm gonna go do this. Like, and you just feel so free. Like it's just So if you feel guilty about anything, forgive yourself, love yourself. It's okay. We all make mistakes. It's all right. Go ahead.
Yes. Lanny says forgiveness is hard dealing with trauma. Yes, that is such a necessary part of growth. And a lot of times when we think about self-care, we think about massages, getting our nails done, our hair done, going shopping, things like that. But self-care, there's like a whole behind the scenes part of self-care. Self-care is setting boundaries with everybody that you have a relationship with. Self-care is saying no to people that you love and don't love, okay? You don't have to do everything for everybody. Say no. And if you do say no, you don't have to give an explanation every time you say no. It's N-O, period, right? That's it. So saying no, establishing boundaries. I always say that every person in your life needs a boundary of some level. Otherwise, they can just walk all over you. They can continue to mold you, and eventually you will not know who you are anymore. Self-care is healing those traumas from our past, which you have done a phenomenal job with, right? Yes. Major growth.
Yes.
Nikita says, oh my God, I'm going through that now. Forgiveness. It's so, so important. It's sometimes when you're out of situations that you realize how much the impact was, right?
Yes. Like, so when Yakita, I want to make sure I said it right. When she said she's going through that now, like forgiveness is like the hardest piece to do, but you have to remember that you're not forgiving the person because whatever they did or whatever you experienced was the right thing to do. It's literally because it's for yourself, because if you don't forgive them, then some way down the line, they'll have some kind of control over who you are and how you're being, and it shows up in your life in different ways, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially. So it's so super important for you to forgive people, like literally. Like I've had so many experiences like, whoo, Lord, if I open my notebook and tell you, you'd be like, girl, what? Yes. Like from corporate experience, professional, personal, so many different experiences. And if I didn't let that go, you think my skin would be looking like this? No. I would be miserable. And I was for so long. I was so miserable and angry and frustrated and like a ticking time bomb. And I got tired of that. And I was just like, like I gotta this gotta go. I can't, because it's just holding me back from who I know that I can be. You know what I'm saying? It's blocking my blessings. It's blocking my opportunities. So all them old past circumstances, all the people that done hurt me, I thank you because you made me who I am today. But I had to forgive all of them. I had to forgive all of them.
Right. Right. You have to release that and, tell yourself what doesn't serve me. I release that from my life. The people that don't serve me, I release that from my life, and be okay with letting go, especially if it's people that maybe you grew up with or you have a deep connection with. Those are the hardest one to set boundaries with and let go, because they are so closely connected to us. But not everybody is meant to go to the top with you. That doesn't mean that they won't go to the top in their own right. They just might be in a different building when they go to the top. You
And also for some, you have to understand that how people treat you or what people do is not a reflection of you. It is a direct reflection of them. And I had to teach myself that. I used to sit and cry and be like, but why are they treating me this way? I'm the nicest person ever. And I help them do all of this stuff. Like, why are they doing it? And I realized, girl, it's not a you thing, it's a them thing. And that helped me too. Like, all right, that's your mess. Sorry, I don't know what to do. I'm not changing who I am because I know that I'm a good person. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm not turning off my light. Sorry.
Right. And that's one of the things that I teach in First Class Life for my new viewers right now. If you are not familiar with me, I have a movement called First Class Life, and FYI, book. You can order yours now at firstclasslifebook.com.
Yep.
But yeah, so First Class Life, when you are living a first class life, it is not about how much money you have. It is about shedding those masks that we wear every day. Like you said, you felt like you were letting your parents down and you were trying to be who they wanted you to be, but that gets draining and that gets exhausting. So when you're living your first class life, you throw those masks away and you show up 100% authentically you each and every day, because when you do that, that increases your quality of life. It increases like who you are and everything. You start to understand your purpose and walk fully in your purpose and live a more fulfilled life when you are living your first class life. So I love that you said that, because it's so important to not live up to other people's standards, because the thing is, we can never match the standards of other people. When we're trying to live up to who other people want us to be, it's like a constant battle and constant. And you drain yourself, you exhaust yourself, eventually you lose yourself. And that could lead to depression, it can lead to anxiety, even worse, it could lead to suicidal thoughts or suicidal attempts. And so it's important that you own who you are confidently, because there is a purpose in who you are exactly as you are, flaws and all.
And just to touch on that, that was a big reason as to why I resigned from my job. Once I wanted to focus on Maximum Evolution and build my own company, because I was working 80 to 100 hours a week and I was burnt. I promise you, whether I was on property, whether I was at home on my laptop, like you can ask my kids, they'll be like, oh, she on the laptop again. And even now, like, oh, she on the laptop, but now they're like more excited because I'm actually home and getting things done. But ultimately, like I was burnt out mentally, emotionally, physically, like literally, like killing up myself, because in my mind, it was like I worked so hard to get to that top level. Like I was a GM for a multi-million-dollar property, like making six figures. And I was like the only Black woman GM. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like I had a expectation or a responsibility in being in my position, because I was the face of for so many, like, you know what I mean? And it took me months to make the decision, but I literally, it came down to myself or the job. Now it's like, before it was him or me, now it was myself or the job. And it was just like, you know what? I don't care. Like, I'm tired. I don't Like I'm choosing me. Like I had to choose myself. I had to walk away from the six figures. It was cute. It was pretty. It was, yes, it looked like a lovely package, but I was miserable. Like miserable. You know what I mean? And it was like from the corporate side and the politics and I felt unsupportive, and then having 75 employees, and it just was too, like, the job wasn't hard, but it was all of the extraness that comes with it that is just unnecessary. And the climate that we're in today with all the racial stuff that's happening, that's what I was experiencing. So it was just like, now seeing it coming into fruition and looking back, that was the best decision that I ever made in my life. Like literally, like I am just like, I feel so free. Like I couldn't even imagine where I probably wouldn't even be here if I didn't make that decision back in September. Like, it's been great. Love you all. I gave y'all 10 years of my life, but no, I gotta go. Literally.
Yes. Choose you. If y'all did not catch that, you have to choose you each and every day. Each and every day. You have to be intentional about choosing you. And it's so crazy how it can shift from one area to the other, because you said it was the relationship and it was like, okay, it's either him or me. But then you just transferred all of that emotional baggage to your job. And so now it was like, it's either me or the job. So that's the importance of healing your past traumas, healing all of the things that you've been through in your life, because you might get rid of one situation only to replay it in a different way, in a different situation. And so that's why you have to heal those things, not just push them down, not just ignore them, because just because you ignore it, don't make it go away. It just shows up in your life unexpectedly. So when you heal it, then you have better control of how it shows up in your life.
Absolutely. And that's why I said, and if I didn't, like you said, if I didn't go through that process, because I started that process probably like 6 years before I got into my position. If I didn't, I'd probably be still being taken advantage of, being underpaid, being mistreated, being like, you know what I mean? But because I took those years to transform and really dig deep inside myself and understand my value, understand my worth, that's what made me say, no, this is unacceptable. It's great, but I know I deserve better. And you know what I mean? So you're absolutely right. 100%.
Yes.
So,
yes, everybody is agreeing. Like here, the viewers, they are agreeing. Again, make sure that you share this out, because if it is beneficial for you, it is definitely beneficial for 50 people on your timeline. Okay. So make sure that you are sharing this. Make sure that you subscribe for, I just changed my stuff around. Look, that's what happens. Sometimes I forget touchscreen. I'll be moving stuff. But make sure that you sign up for the Happy Hour Show updates at bit.ly/happy updates. That way you can stay updated on future episodes. You can receive exclusive happy hour specials that only go to the subscribers of the show. So make sure you tune in every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I will be here with my lovely guest, which tonight is the wonderful Miss Chanel Spencer. So you have a treat for all of the viewers right now, right?
I'm sorry. Yes. For a second, I thought you were still doing your spiel. I was like, wait, that's my part. Sorry. Yes. So for the lovely viewers, so I have a masterclass that I normally charge $497 for, but because I love all of you lovely Happy Hour Show attendees and lovely audience, I'm giving a $450 scholarship for anybody that joins today. You have literally 24 hours, and it started 2 minutes ago. So make sure, you join today.
Yes, that means don't be waiting all day. Don't be thinking about it. If you want to make a change, jump on it right now. We are celebrating action takers. Get off the fence, because we need the wood. Okay.
That was good.
Thank you. And so listen, as we wrap up, I have to ask the signature question, because I am all about happiness and creating that intentional happiness from inside and exuding it out. And you only attract more happiness and positivity into your life when you do that.
Yes, yes.
So I have to ask you, how do you intentionally create happiness in your life?
Ooh, that's good. Well, before it was traveling, but now where everything's happening, you can't go anywhere but down the street. But now I just take the time to I'll meditate. I get my diffused oils and just take a minute to be with myself. I live right on the water, so I'll go and sit on the water, and then across the water, I just see a lovely yacht that I'm like, one day I'm gonna have one of those. And I just imagine that I'm on the yacht planning. I love to plan, so that's how I choose my happiness and spending time with my children, whether it's we're playing Uno and yes, hi Kellon L. He's another number one photographer. That's the only one that takes my pictures. Kellon L. Period. Anyway, but that's how I I intentionally create happiness, is by being intentional to take time for self-care. That's why I said earlier with my face mask and all that. That's part of my Sharon. Hey Sharon. That's important, is to take time for yourself, whether it is sitting and listening to music, whether it's for me, going out and looking at the water, writing down your goals. That's literally what's happiness for me.
Yes, nice. So did y'all hear that? Taking time for yourself and all kinds of things. And listen, I didn't want to call you out, but you claimed 2 people was the number 1 photographer. So
No. So I said Darrell, he's a great photographer. He's really good. But Kellon, he's the one that all my pictures that's on my page, that's him. Okay. Darrell, he helped with the behind the scenes for my Maximum Beauty brand line. And then he also helped when I did a photo shoot, a photo walk. He's an awesome photographer. He is. But Kellon, that's
well, thanks for tuning in. Well, I love you guys. We got a few more comments. Yes, they are agreeing. Self-care. And y'all know I always say self-care is not selfish. So listen, y'all, that wraps it up here. Let me put on screen one more time the website. Ready to Transform Now. That's where you can buy Chanel's wonderful book, Warrior's Paradigm. That's where you can get your $450 scholarship for her masterclass, only for the next little bit less than 24 hours. Yes, and if you are interested, make sure that you also go and purchase First Class Life, 10 Key Factors to Create a Life Full of Purpose, Fulfillment, and Happiness. And you can get that at firstclasslifebook.com, as you see right there on the screen.
I love it.
Thank you. So, First Class Life
book camp together, right?
Yeah, that's where we met, girl. That's
where I know. I'm saying when you did this book.
Yeah, this one.
Listen, if you haven't done a boot camp, you need to do one today, because we wrote these books in less than 48 hours. Listen, okay. Yeah. My other book is already done. Listen, anyway, continue.
It was amazing. It finally helped me to take it out of my head and actually get it done. So I am definitely grateful for that. Yeah. Let me get this off of there. Sorry, I got 50,000 screens to do all these nice little stuff on the screen, y'all. But make sure that you sign up for the happy hour updates. Again, that is bit.ly/happy update. So that way you can stay tuned on future episodes. Meanwhile, share this out, still comment, still leave your questions down below. Maybe we'll come back and chat with you in the comments. Share. Make sure you tune in next week, next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central. No, Eastern. I don't know where I got Central from. 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, so tune in next Tuesday as I am on with my next guest for the Happy Hour show. Sign up for updates. And thank you again to the absolutely beautiful Miss Chanel Spencer. And you get girl, we're going to talk. Yes.
Thank you for having me. This was amazing.
Thank you for coming on, and make sure y'all set up the reminders. Sometimes I make a post and you can actually click get reminder. So make sure you watch out for that one. It'll go up tomorrow morning sometime. But meanwhile, sign up for the update so you can stay updated and so that you can get Chanel's skincare regimen to the T. I'm definitely going to have her write it out for us. So otherwise, y'all have a happy night. That is a wrap for this episode of the Happy Hour Show with Lindsey Vertner and my special guest, Miss Chanel Spencer. Bye.
Bye, beautiful people.